Everyone, warm welcome to join us for this edition of AN in English News, and I'm Abdul Ahad Mohammadi. An Afghan Rogo soldier has killed at least 4 French soldiers and injured 16 others in Tagab district of northern Kapisa province. A police source in the district told Afghannews that an ANA soldier, namely Abdul Sabur from Logar province, opened fire on French troops Friday noon and later was detained by security forces. Afghan soldiers and policemen have turned on NATO forces in the past, further endangering the countrywide effort to partner the developing Afghan National Security Force with international troops. In another incident, at least 6 U.S. service personnel were killed in a helicopter crash in southern Afghanistan on Thursday, officials said, indicating the incident was not believed to be the result of insurgents' fire. The helicopter went down in the volatile Helmand province, according to U.S. officials. In a brief statement, NATO-led ISAF said the cause of the crash was under investigation. In August, 30 U.S. troops were killed when Taliban insurgents shot down a U.S. Chinook helicopter in the most deadly incident for U.S. and NATO forces since the war in Afghanistan began in 2001. President Hamid Karzai will soon need to decide whether he is willing to participate in an emerging diplomatic process that his top advisors claim has left him marginalized by both the United States and the Taliban, the Washington Post reported. Although Karzai agreed this month to bless the opening of a Taliban diplomatic office in Qatar, his administration has become increasingly frustrated by talks between U.S. officials and the insurgency. If we continue this way, we are doomed, Shaida Mohammad Abdali, Karzai's Deputy National Security Advisors, told the Post. Pakistan's Foreign Office has denied reports of reopening the NATO supply roads to Afghanistan and said there was no ultimate decision about it so far. Addressing a weekly press briefing in Islamabad Thursday, Foreign Office spokesperson Abdul Basit said the conditions for reopening the supply roads have not been decided yet. The spokesman said Pakistan has asked the U.S. that Special Envoy Mark Grossman should put off his visit to Islamabad until the parliamentary review of bilateral relations is completed, because the government wants to finish its homework before the arrival of the envoy. Aslam Awan, a senior operations organizer for Al-Qaeda, was killed in one of 2 U.S. drone strikes launched against targets inside Pakistan last week. A U.S. official said. U.S. and Pakistani sources said that Aslam Awan was a Pakistani national from Abbottabad, the same town where Osama bin Laden was killed last May by a U.S. commando team. They said he was targeted in a strike by a U.S.-operated drone on January 10, directed at a compound near the town of Miran Shah in the border province of North Waziristan. Former Pakistani President Pervez Musharraf said he might delay his homecoming, blaming the country's current instability. Musharraf said on Thursday in London that he was awaiting recommendations from members of his All Pakistan Muslim League party back home whether he should come home or not. Musharraf addressed the rally via video conference in Karachi last week to announce his plan to return between January 27 and 30 and take part in parliamentary elections due in 2013. His decision comes as tensions continue to mount against Pakistan's unpopular civilian government, which faces pressure from the powerful military. Turkey called on Thursday for the immediate resumption of talks between Iran and major world powers and said both sides have expressed willingness to try to end the standoff over Iran's disputed nuclear program, as the European Union envoys failed to agree details of a planned embargo on Iranian crude. but France questioned whether Iran is ready for such talks. At a joint news conference with Iran's Foreign Minister Ali Akbar Salehi, Turkish Foreign Minister said his country is ready to host and make any other kind of contribution to talks between Iran and 6 countries leading such negotiations. The opposition Syrian National Council has said it was sending a delegation to Cairo to convince the Arab League to lift its hand on the crisis in Syria and refer the issue to the United Nations. The head of the monitoring team was still working on his report and would not arrive at the League's Cairo's headquarters until Saturday, the day before Arab foreign ministers are due to weigh their next move on Syria. A League source said the Arab League monitoring mandate in Syria expired on Thursday night. And that's all for now. Thanks for being with us.